The first of the 6 compartmentalizing your contact drills is what we call 3-spot. With 3-spot, we're really looking at 3 different segments on the field of play. As we look at it from left to right on our screen, we have the offensive open side of the formation, offensive tackle, guard, center with a fullback and a running back, in this case going against the backside of an over defense, a shade, a 5, a Mike, and a Sam. In the middle, we have a center and 2 guards and a running back going against a nose, a Mike, and a Will. And on the right side, we have the closed side of the offensive formation with a tight end, tackle, guard, and center, also using a one-back formation against the over side of the defense. In this particular instance, we are playing over with a 6 technique, but certainly you can play with a 9 or a 7 or whatever you feel comfortable with. So the offensive formations will change. Sometimes we'll put the closed side on the left side. Sometimes we'll get into one-back formations all across the board. And certainly on the defensive side, today we're in over, but the next time we line up, we could be in under or even in an odd front. If you look below, we have not only the names of the corresponding players and where they're supposed to be for this drill, but just above it, we have the names of our plays. We have 15 weak, 19 weak on the left side. In the middle, we have 14 and 15 gut. And on the right side, we have 14 gut and 18 strong. So clearly, we are working zone schemes on this particular day, but there's a myriad of things that you can call on offense. We just try to keep it simple. Again, this is about TFT. This is about techniques. This is about fundamentals and about team toughness and doing it in an environment and in a controlled setting to reduce risk. So let's take a look at this. The drill starts on my whistle. We'll go right to left. The film will follow us. As I hit the whistle, that just means that the cadence can begin with the quarterback, but it also alerts the next group that on the dead ball whistle, they'll start. It will go right to left. As you can see here, the middle group is already starting to get organized as the group on the right is ready to snap the ball. Again, this is a really good example of what we're looking for. Great pad level by our 3 technique in this case. Good get off. It's a fast, physical play. Great downhill by 59 to Mike. A little bit too wide by 31 at Will, but he is playing downhill. And again, we're looking for leverage. We're looking for how to defeat blocks with our hands. Ultimately, how to shed blocks on defense. Clearly, on offense, we're looking for leverage. We're looking for hat placement. We're looking for keeping our feet moving, playing with a base, and finishing the play. We like to keep everybody off the ground in this drill. Now we move to the middle segment. Again, we're working 3-on-3. Again, we're looking for base. We're looking for leverage, hand placement, finishing blocks on offense, strain, shedding, and thudding the ball carrier up on defense. Great job in this case by Denzel Perryman, 52, playing downhill. Good leverage with his hands, moving his feet laterally, straining to get off the block, and then ultimately thudding and finishing by bringing his feet. Well done. Again, if you just look at this segment right here, there would normally be 7 or 8 players outside of where 52 makes the thud, thus increasing your probability of piles or injury. We're just trying to reduce that in this drill. We go to the open side of the drill now, and we have a guard, tackle, and center working against the shade 5, Mike and Will side. So again, we're getting a lot of good technique, good fundamentals, good tough plays, but we really want to reduce the amount of bodies that are on the ground and the number of piles that we have. Again, the drill goes right to left on my whistle. Back to the right side now. Good physical play. Good physical play by both linebackers running downhill. Three technique has great get off, cuts the ball off. The wheel could fall back a little bit better in this play, but again, it's really not germane to what we're talking about here in terms of just making sure that you understand the drill. What you're running on defense is immaterial to this conversation. Again, we try to eliminate the number of bodies on the ground. So here's an instance here where we were bringing the drill to the game. So this is the close side that we just talked about. And in this instance, the Mike is going to play the A gap with his hat in hands. That's the gap that he's protecting. That's the gap that he's in charge of versus a direct read. The three technique is going to play with his hat in hands in the B gap. Okay, and again, if he can cut the ball off, that's going to allow us to pick up the will as a fallback player. The end is playing a 6 technique versus this tight end, and the will, if the ball got to the perimeter, would end up out here, but if the ball fell back, he would be able to come in here. So it's a great example of us bringing the drill, our technique, and the training to the game. Again, all three players using hat in hands, straining on the block, and then disengaging. Let's flip it around and look at the offensive side now. Here's the open side that we just worked in the previous drill. Again, zone reach here, zoning right to the shade, and to the Mike linebacker in this case. We're miking him. Our will is going to be out here. So our fullback will lead up on him. Our tailback will stretch and puncture, and we are cutting on the backside. Again, this is the side that we're working on right here. All right, we're taking our technique, we're taking our training, and we're taking our fundamentals to the game. Great job by Lamar Miller once he gets a seam, sticking a foot in the ground and going north. Now we're looking how we take the training of the game for the inside three. This is a great example here of how we're taking our training to the game. Again, it's immaterial what you're calling, but in our instance here, we have an out call. We're going to have these two working to this linebacker. We're going to have this tight end here, this tackle blocking here in a zone scheme, and now this fullback is going to line up and find a 51. Again, we are working a press zone scheme by the tailback with a cutback with it. Again, the most important thing is that we look right here in the middle. That's the most important thing because that's bringing the application of the practice to the game. So the three-spot drill for us is really a great way for us to bring our TFT from the practice field to the game. Improve your toughness, improve your fundamentals, and ultimately improve your technique, all right, while keeping your players safe, getting them healthy, and putting your best product on the field on game day.